logos, and you have to explain to about a finished product like this. So what you can do, you can go to websites and you can search for that product, and so that they would know what product they are purchasing and what would be the look of the product once it's finished. Okay, so now what I'm going to do so I already know that these are 5 panels. What I'll do, I'm just going to remove you're not actually removing it, but you're just making the guidelines hidden. So you click on view and click on guidelines, and now it's going to be hidden. So it's easier that way to visualize the whole design. Now I can't really this live stream would be maximum 1 hour, so maybe next time if I have more energy I would make it longer. But what I'm just going to pick some of the graphics here, and I'm going to show you how I did it quickly and how Corel handles it very nicely. If you're watching this in YouTube, you're welcome to comment on the left side, or where the comments box are, and then what I'll do, I'll look into that comments, and then while I'm talking and then while I'm doing the graphics, I would just go and look into the comments, and then I will answer the questions. If you have questions, just question it, ask it in the comment box. Okay, so first of all, maybe what I'll do, I'll just duplicate the whole thing, and then I'm going to dissect it, or separate the parts, and then I'll explain how I did it. So in CorelDraw, you can go edit and duplicate, or you can go to the plus sign in your keyboard that makes a duplicate of the whole object that was selected. So what I'll do, I'm just going to move it over to the left side, and I'll go back here. Okay. So now I'm going to, I'm just going to remove this logo because that's their main logo, and then I'm going to so I'm just going to remove this one here too, and I'm going to just show how I did this bar here. It's actually very easy, and if I click on this bar here and move it over to the top here, and you notice it's grouped together. So what I'll do, I'm going to ungroup this first. So ungroup it, and then so there's like one. Okay, so I'm gonna Control Z here. So this is one object here, and then one object there. But if you notice the transparency, there's a transparency in each bar. So when I click on this bar here, and I go to my effects here, and then that's actually transparency. So if I click on transparency here, I would know that there is a transparency that was applied. And if I click on clear transparency, so basically what I did here, I just did like a bar, or like a rectangular box, and then I just applied transparency on that. Okay. So it's really easy to do it in CorelDraw. So I click on the rectangle, right, and I go to my transparency tool, and then I click here and drag going to the right side. Okay, and then now you can adjust the transparency of your object. So I'm just gonna match it to the best I can. Okay, and then here, if you notice, this is you can also drag it to the left side to make it. Okay, and so that's the same thing as this one here. If I'm going to go to my transparency tool and remove the transparency, it's also the same width as the first bar, but with the same transparency. Okay, so we're done with this one. What I'll do, I'm going to delete that. So we already done that effect, and let's go back to the original one, which is this one here. And the next effect that that we're going to do is I'm gonna go back here, and I am going to view this one here, and so one sec here. What I'm going to do here is I'm just not gonna pause for a second, and I'm just gonna get my water because I'm kind of thirsty. Just one sec. Okay, sorry about that. Now I'm back here. Again, this is my first time doing this, so I'm trying my best here. Okay, so now here, this one is a transparency too. It's the same thing, so I'm just going to bring this down here. Okay, one sec here. I'm gonna F9 here to zoom to the whole. No, it's not F9. F4 to zoom to the whole object. Okay, so basically this one here, I'm going to move this over, going down, and then let's see how I did this one here. So with this one, it's actually grouped together, so there are two objects here. If you notice, you can't really get this kind of, you can get this kind of effect. So if I'm going to create a, let's just say I'm going to create that one, and then I'm going to make it the same fill. And what I did there, I just click on the eyedropper, and I'm going to remove the outline. And you can't really, if I click on my transparency tool and then I click and then go back like this, right, like that, it's only one kind of transparency, right? You can actually make it one object with this one here. I'm going to move it over here like this, and then I could grab another. See, this one means the black means to say it's going transparent, so I can drag white here going to this one here, and you notice it's possible to do that, right? Like this one, I'm just pointing to here. And then in here, instead of white, I'm going to make it transparent. So I'll put black, and then I'll put white again, like this here. Okay. But there's also actually a shortcut way how to do that. What I can do, I can just make one here. Okay. I'm not sure if this is faster or if the other one's faster, but anyway, let you judge. Okay, so I'm going to fill that with. So what I did here, because if you dissect this one, these are two transparency exactly the same, right? So anyway, so here, so I put the transparency to the first rectangle first. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna do it that way. Okay, and then so I already have that. So what I'll do, I'm just going to in my keyboard, I'm just gonna duplicate it. So plus sign in the keyboard. So I click on plus. So there are two objects on top of each other, and now it's exactly the same. And I'm just going to mirror it. Okay. So if you go to your mirror command, which is this one here, mirror horizontally, and then I can move it over like that. Okay. So now it's the same transparency. It's exactly the same. Now what I'll do here, just to make sure that it goes, what I'll do, I'll just overlap it a bit so that you won't really see the division. Okay. So yeah, so that's another shortcut how to do that. So I'm just gonna delete that. We're done with that effect, and go back to the original one here, which is this. Okay, we already did this one, and this one again. This one's the same thing. Okay, so transparency and transparency. Okay, so now what other effects did I do here? Okay, so this one it's really easy. Like you buy your products here. So this text is, if you dissect this one, this is Actually, that's the text, and this is a transparency. Okay, I did a transparency to make it like a reflection. Okay? So if I delete that one, and then I'll let's say I'm going to recreate that design again. So what I'll do here is I click on my text here, plus sign in your keyboard. The plus sign in your keyboard, which is located, if you have a full keyboard, it's in the right side, the very right side of your keyboard, and that's you got the numbers there and then plus sign. So that makes a duplicate without offset on an object. So here, when I go like this, I know there are two objects with the same two text here. I'm gonna bring it down like this, right? So, or you can also mirror it. So what I did, I just brought it down, and then what I'll do here, I'm going to make a transparency. So I click on your transparency tool, click on that one, and then I click and drag going down until it looks very faint or faded, and that will look like a transparent or a reflection of the text. Okay, so once I'm done with that one, what else do we do here? Okay, so this one, it's really a play of transparency what I did here. And while I was designing that one, if you look at this, graphics here, and you notice that graphics is actually the graphic of, or part of the logo here, which is this one here. So I'm thinking might as well we put one here. We put some graphics here to the both end panels, and if you notice, this one is actually the mirror graphic of this one here. So let's go here. So how did I do that? So first I ungroup all of this one, which is the logo here, and what I did, I separated this one here. Just gonna bring it up here. Okay, so now, and I'm just going to enlarge that. Let's just say I'm recreating this one here. I'm not gonna remove that there. Okay, so here, this and this and this are the same colors. So so you go to your color eyedropper tool, and color eyedropper tool will take a sample of a color. So you click on that one, and you go to the object that you want to apply. You want to apply the color, so you go click and then click, and that's good, right? Now if you look at this one, they're both different, right? So it's just a matter of making this transparent. Okay, well, first you group it all together. So I'm gonna group that, which is this icon here for group, and I'm just going to apply some transparency. Okay, but the transparency that we're going to put here is not radial, but it's uniform. So when you go uniform transparency, it makes it transparent. There's no gradient, it's the whole transparency. Okay, and because the difference between, if I click on linear, okay, linear would be like that, which we don't want. It looks nice, but that's not what we want. So I'm gonna go back to the you call it the uniform transparency, and then in uniform transparency you can change the transparency here, and if you notice, it becomes faded. Okay, so that's how I did that graphic, and let's look into more here. And this one, it's really easy. It's just like a play of shape, this one and this one here. It's just a play of shape, but I really did that quickly so I know, let's just say I know the whole. Just gonna undo here. Okay, let's say this is the let's go here. Okay, I'm just gonna duplicate that. Okay, let's say this is the whole. No. Okay, I'm just gonna create one here, one rectangle here, and I'm going to put it side by side like this. Okay, so this is how I started this. Okay, so that's how I started. So I I made this. Oh, I'm sorry. I made that as the beige color, and then if you notice, this one here and this one is just a curve, right? So I made an ellipse like that, and then I brought it up like this. Okay, I can't make it exactly the same, but close to what I've done last time. And this one here, you notice it's not actually the same. It's not the same curve, so I'm just gonna okay. So what I'll do, I'm just gonna duplicate this one. So plus sign in your keyboard and bring it down. And then what I did, I just rotated it a little bit just to make and then maybe enlarge it just to make it different from the first one, the one on top. I can also skew it like that. Okay. Now if you already established that shape, then you can go to your smart fill tool, which is this one of my favorite ones. You click that and click this one, and now you can delete this ellipse that you just created, because that's only for shaping purposes only. So now I have that one. I go to my eyedropper tool, and that's how I did it. Okay. So this one, to remove the outline, just right mouse click on your no fill sign, and that will remove the not no fill, the no outline sign. Okay, so that's pretty much the background. Okay, so I'm just gonna have a break for a second here. Just gonna do a break here, and I'll be back shortly. I'm just going to get one more. I'm just gonna fill up my water here. Okay, so I'm back, and again, if you want to comment on the live streaming, or if you want to ask questions, feel free to ask in the comment box. Okay, so we already done that, and this is the main feature of the graphic, right? So if you really take a look at this one here, it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pictures that were combined. Okay. So what I did there, these are just power clip, right? But let's establish the shape again. So shapes are really important in graphics. So okay, let's go back here, and this shape is going this way. So what I did there is I used my Bezier tool, and then let's just say I started here and then started there. Okay, and then I made a curve. Okay, so how do you make a curve? I'm just going to there. Okay, this live streaming is really something new. It's different from other of my videos, because the other videos are pre-recorded, so means I can edit it. I can cut the parts of the video that is not important, or that, you know. But anyway, this is really something new. So anyway, we're going to establish this shape here. It's for the power clip, because we need that shape to put in all the pictures inside it. Okay. So what I'll do, I'm going to take the line tool here, and then I'm going to go to my shape tool. So because I'm going to reshape this, so I click on that, and then I go to my convert to curve, so that it's a curve, and then I can edit the curve. Okay, now I'm gonna move it over there. Okay, so I can edit that. Okay, So what I'll do for the other one, I'm just going to duplicate this again. So plus sign in your keyword and bring it down like that. Like that. But you notice this one here, looking at the original here, this is not the same height as this one here. So I think what I did here, I reshaped that. So I probably brought this down here. And yeah, so maybe just move it over like that. Maybe drop this down. Oops. Like that. Okay. Because our objective here is to make a container for our pictures. But before making this as a container, so if you really look into the artwork here, you got like 1, 2, 3, right? So you got 3 lines, which yeah, you know what I mean? Like it has stripes, right? But it's irregular stripes. Like it goes thin and then goes thicker. So we will go back here. So that actually is just a duplicate of this one, but I rotated a little bit. And okay, so let's do that. I just hope I could remember how I did this. But here, so plus sign the keyboard and then bring it up, right? Now if I want to make that thinner or irregular, okay, I would just move it to the left, or what we can do here is we can change the rotation. Okay, so I click one more time, and this is actually the rotation of the object. So I'm going to change the center of rotation. So I'm going to move it over this side, and then I'm going to move it up like that. Okay, so now it goes thin and then goes thicker here. Okay, but this is too much. So what I'll do, I'm going to bring this down. And then I duplicate this again. So we actually have 3 stripes, right? So I duplicate it and then bring this up here. And then change the rotation so that it will go irregular. Let's just say like that, and I can just bring it up like this. Okay. And then plus sign again. And then move one again, and then I'll change the rotation in the other way. Okay, and I'm just gonna bring it down. I'm just going to make that smaller or thinner. Anyway, so it's that concept. And now why do I do this thing? Because I'm going to use the smart fill tool. Okay, I'm not gonna do the bottom here because we are limited to time. But what I'll do, I'm going to go straight to the smart fill tool, which we want to do that effect. So you click on the sorry, here, so smart fill, and then first you click on this one here. So that will be the container of our pictures. And I'm gonna zoom in here. I'm going to, you notice that the color is just blue. That's fine because we're gonna change that, but you can also change it here, but I'm okay with blue here. And then the next one is I click on this one. So that's another shape, and then shape. So basically we already have shapes, and I can delete this ones here. Delete that, delete. Okay. And so I already deleted that. So now if I look into this object here, those are separate objects now, right? Which is good, so that I can actually color them individually. Right? Just gonna delete this again. I didn't do the bottom part. I just want to save some time here. Okay, so I'm going to put this side by side here, so that what I'll do, I'll just get a eyedropper tool, and then I'm going to fill this one with that color. So click on the eyedropper tool, and then I'll click on the first one. I don't know if you can see it, but it's very light green. And then I'm going to put a fill, right? Now the second one, I go to my eyedropper again, and this one will be the second one. Oops. You have to be careful, because sometimes when you, it's best if you like zoom in, because once it's like that, means to say, I'm going to show like that, it makes the outline of that color. Okay, you have to make it solid like that, not like this, because that's changing the outline, and this one is changing the fill. I did it again. Okay, there. Look. I have to zoom in quickly there. And then the last color would be this one there. Okay, now I'm ready to zoom out here. So F3 to zoom out. And what I can do here is I will select all of this of our pictures. Now I'm going to go back here to the images here. I know what, I'll just go in here in these objects here. And what this is, it's a power clip, and you can check it here. It says here power clip curve on background. Okay, so I'm just going to click on the power clip, and then I'm going to go to effects and then power clip. I'm going to extract all the pictures or the contents so that I could explain to you how I did it. So I love power clip because it's not like the objects, I mean the pictures are inside the container, but you can still extract the images. So I'll put it here, put all the images here, and these are the images that they supplied me. And you notice this one, these are actually, just gonna move it here, these are separate objects. There are lots of objects here that they gave me, but I did a power clip here. Okay, so first what I did, I lined it up, right? I'm just going to remove the transparencies here. I also want to remove it here, and this one is fine. Okay, so this is the image that they gave me. So what I did, I actually, okay, what I'll do here, I'll put all the images to the front of the object, of the container, and I'll show you why I did it. So I'm going to arrange and then order to front of page. Sure, I just click OK here. So all of it is in the front now. So I did that so that we can move it here, and then we can line it up like that. Let's do this two first. Okay, this one is, the original one is not faded here, but I already converted that to a transparency bitmap. Okay, that's kind of misleading when I do that. So what I'll do, I'm just gonna go like this, right? And let's just say they gave me this kind of picture. Okay, so my objective here is I'm going to blend with objects and behind fill. It's important because if not, the outline will go into the text and not outside of the text. And you also have to click on scale with objects so that when you resize the text or an object, it will follow the same proportion with the outline. Anyway, just keep this, make it a habit to click on these two here, and then click OK. Okay. Now in here, if you notice, this is also, it's a hard drop shadow. So actually it's a duplicate. Okay, I'm going to go to the plus sign in my keyboard, so I've got two right now. I'm just going to explain like that. And I'm going to make this one the same green as this, right? So assuming that I remember the fill name, and I'm going to like that. Okay, and then I'll put this behind this. So I go arrange, order to back of my page, just click OK there, and I'm going to move it down like that. there. So yeah, so it's like that. And so basically that's it. And you look at this one, I mean, it took me, if you look at this one, the time is took me 1 hour to do this. But if you look at the, oh wait a minute, we forgot to do this one here. This one actually is easy too. It's just lines. Okay, so I'm going to go here. Let's just recreate these lines here. So I'll make one line, so say one line here and then goes here. Okay, and I'm just going to reshape that. Let's say like that, right? It goes down like that. Okay, so I'm going to change. So what I'll do is you can do duplicate, and then if these are like 10 or 15 lines here, I'm going to make 10 duplicates of that. But before that, I'm going to change the rotation of this. So click one more time, and I'm going to move this over here like that. Okay, so that when I, you know what I'll do, I'm just gonna make it there. So that when I click on plus sign, which is duplicate, right? And then I rotate that. See what I mean? Now you have that. I'll just duplicate that. So plus sign again on my keyboard. And then I'll move it like that. Plus sign. Zoom in here. Okay. So let's just say I've got like 15 of this one. So I'm going to color that. Say that's the color of the. Let's just say that matches the color of this, or maybe that's not the color. I'm just gonna change it. Let's say like that, right? And then what I did here, again, it's a play of transparency. So I click on transparency tool, and I click and then drag going there. I can move this slider here. Yeah. So that's that one, and it's gonna put this to the front. Shift page up. There. So that's it. So you can create great graphics with CorelDraw. CorelDraw is amazing. It's fast. It's powerful. And it's enjoyable. Like I love doing this ones. This is really a joy. Okay. Anyway, this is my very first live streaming, and I thank you for excuse me, and I thank you for the viewers who watch this one. Now I'll start doing other live live streaming like this, and I just hope if you are a viewer, you could you know, like comment or ask questions, so that the live streaming will be more interactive. So it's not that I'm the only one who's talking. At least I know what you want to learn, and what you or what are the questions. Anyway, again, thank you, and if there's no questions or comments, I would just end this live streaming. And again, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next live streaming.